From time to time, everybody needs a thin parting tool for some project. I know the commercial ones online and available. I've made some in the past myself, but I want to show you how I made this one. This is made from a commercial power hacksaw blade. It's high-speed steel, so it's going to grind easily on our CBN wheels and hold its edge very, very well. Let me show you the simple steps in making one of these. Okay, here we are with the power hacksaw blade fresh from the distributor. These are used on machines to cut metal, and I'm going to cut wood with it. I found that the blade is long enough that I can actually make two. So I cut it in half with just a angle grinder. And using the end with the hole in it, I'm going to make the cutting end in that location. So let's mark out where I need to pull away unnecessary metal. So I'm going to use my angle grinder again, simply to cut at these two pencil lines, get that hole out of there, create a general shape that I will use. So they've been cut off. And now I'm going to have to deal with the fact that it does have teeth on the edge. Now I know there's a lot of ways we could take those off. One way would be to use my angle grinder again, a belt sander, many things. And I'm just choosing to use the 80 grit CBN wheel since this is high-speed steel, and I'm not in any particular hurry to grind these teeth away. I have a high-density tooth pattern, which means that there's a lot of metal to be ground away. And since the wheel is approaching the platform at an angle, I have to turn it over and grind both sides. So I'm going to take my time, grind these teeth away. They are not interfering with the use of the tool, but they're kind of in the way. They're going to be on the opposite side of the cutting edge. So I'll just keep grinding, taking a look at it every now and then to be sure that the teeth have been ground away. Now, the next thing I need to do is, once I've got this turned over a couple of times and ground, would be to consider the shape of the cutting edge itself and also the end. This is more cosmetic right now than anything else. I'm just grinding that cut edge to make it look, one, more presentable, number two, getting rid of any of the burrs that occurred while I was grinding it down. While I'm taking care of the edge, I am pushing up burrs on both sides, which I'll remove in a little while. Okay, good enough. Now, the curve I cut, as you can see, is just about the right shape to fit around an 8-inch grinding wheel, which is my intention. This is the back of the cutting edge, not the cutting edge. I'm going to use the small portion as the actual cutting edge. And I've done it this way to put the cutter low down in the profile of the tool, so when I'm using it on the lathe, I don't have to reposition the tool rest. Well, I've got an old used 80 grit belt on a sander, and I'm going to grind away the power metal coating on the working end of the tool. The problem is the powder metal will cause the tool to bind in deep holes, so I want bare metal. So I'm just removing the powder metal. There's many ways you could do it, but grinding it away seems to be just as easy as any other. And while I'm over here, I'm also going to go down and take the burrs off of all these edges at the same time. As I said, this is a used belt, so it's not real sharp, and that's just fine. I'm going to change it pretty soon anyway. So grinding away all the burrs. There's actually a couple burrs even on the shaped edge. So just making it easy and convenient to hold. Now, I don't have to take all the powdered metal coating off, but just the working end. So there's the tool pretty much ready to go and give it a test run. And you can see it's pretty thin, but because of the height of the tool, it's got a great deal of stiffness, so I can make a very thin cut with a great deal of stiffness. Let me give you an example here. This is just a small finial that I have created, and it's a very narrow area that need to be parted off. And it's just that easy to make that cut. So I made it in that width. I also bought some industrial hacksaw blades of different widths and made 2 or 3. So I have a selection of these available depending on what I'm trying to do. I purchased my high-speed steel power hacksaw blades from MSC Industrial, but any industrial supply source works equally well. The size I bought, cut in half, makes 2 blades for less than $10 each. Might be interesting? Give it a try. See you in the next video.